If you are newer to knitting in the round, and particularly knitting a small circumference, you may have discovered the dreaded ladders, where between where your needles are joining, you've got a column of looser stitches. Now this can happen in magic loop, or it can happen in double pointed needles. But some of the fixes that you've got will work for both. So we're going to take a look in this video at, well, first of all, what is an actual ladder in your stitching, or a loose column of stitches, and then how you can help correct it, and how you can adjust your tools or use them a little differently, or perhaps change the tools you're using to avoid the problem entirely. So keep watching to discover how to straighten out those ladders in your stitches. If you're working a small circumference in the round like this, you're going to use a couple of different techniques. You might perhaps use a very small circular needle, or you might use what I'm doing here, which is magic loop. And magic loop is where you've got one needle that's much longer than you're going to need for the work, that you will leave a little loop out each side. The other option is you use double pointed needles. So shorter needles, usually 3 or 4, where you have one for a few stitches here, one for here, another for here, another for here. So it can be either 3 or 4 with an extra one that you knit. But one problem that a lot of people encounter, regardless of how you join a small circumference in the round, is the potential for laddering where you join. So that would be where you've got one column of stitches, or between a column of stitches, where it's much looser than the rest. This will always happen at the start of the round, like over here initially for the first few until it pulls together. But if you're finding that that's continuing up for a lot longer, you might need to take a look at both your technique and also the tools you're using. So if you're using magic loop, there's a couple of rules that make a big difference. The first one is you want a cord that is really long. So like for a smaller circumference like this, I wouldn't use less than a 32-inch, which I think is 80 centimeters long cord. And that will give you a long loop over here and a long loop over here. And what the long loop does is it means that it's going to have a little less pullback. So the shorter that is, the more that's going to stretch apart on each side. So longer loop means that that is going to minimize this. If you've got a bigger circumference like a hat, then you need at least a 40-inch or 100 centimeters long cord, because the knitting takes up longer, so you're going to need even longer for the cord so that it doesn't pull apart. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that all cords are not made equal. These cords are fairly flexible here. You can see when I bend them, it's quite, it's fairly bendy, but you can get even stretchier than this. What you want to avoid is stiffer cords. You see the way this cord, when I squeeze it down, it just bounces back up. And you can see fairly quickly what that means is if I squish a cord down here and it's got a lot of memory and pulls apart, then that's going to be naturally pulling these sections apart here, giving me a really big opening along here. So let's take a look at, assuming you've got a long cord that has got, it's pretty soft. Let's see what you can do when you join the two together. So when you go to knit this first stitch here, you want to pull it tight enough that it's going to hold it in, but not so tight that you're going to distort the stitch. So usually as I knit it, particularly at the beginning, what I often do is I'll hold the back cord for that first stitch in to help it not pull away too much. And then after I knit it, I'll give it a little bit of a tug, but not so much that you're going to end up really shrinking that stitch in the back there. And then after that, just maintaining the tension on the needle and just continue on like this. So I do find that once I combine the long flexible needle, holding it in neatly as I go, and then, not worrying too much for the first few rounds as I join over here, that usually gives me a pretty good solution for avoiding ladders in my work. Now, the other time, this is obviously for magic loop, but if you are doing double pointed needles, it's a little bit different because it's an entire separate needle that you've got going. And it is quite hard to avoid the joining. So you can still use the same technique, holding the two together like this as you knit it. But if you're still getting ladders, what you can actually do is, when you're moving on to, assuming this is double pointed needle, between the next one, slip one stitch over between each double pointed needle. So you can basically, before you move on to the next one, slip the last one over, so you're actually moving where the joins are by a stitch each round, and that will really help avoid the stretch as it comes apart. So hopefully the tips in here will really help you to avoid the ladders you can get when you're joining in the round for small circumferences.